interesting. The Julie Jaman case, Julie Jaman versus the city of Port Townsend, and Julie Jaman versus the YMCA. The First Amendment issue at stake here is, as an example, do you, PQ public, any of you out there, do you have a right to ask me, Reverend Crystal Cox, if I have a penis? Do you have a right to ask me if I have a penis? And that's the question. That's the First Amendment question. If you're anywhere in town, like you're at the Maritime Center, or you're at Safeway, or you're at the library, or anywhere in town, and I'm hanging out there, and you come up to me and you say, "You got a penis?" Then should you be banned for life? Should the entire town hate you and call you a bigot and a Nazi and a TERF? Should they call you homophobic and every other name in the book and persecute you in the paper and bully you, especially if you're an 80-year-old, because someone said, "Hey, do you have a penis?" Which, by the way, has been said to me no less than 50 times in my life. And a lot of times very cruelly. "Oh, you think you got a dick?" Or "You think you're a man?" Or, they've beat up my friends. I was jumped once myself because of it. I mean, but the point is that no one has a right to beat you up. No one has a right to smother you, to shut down your First Amendment rights. That's against the law. That's against the Constitution. What that entire mob did to us is against the law. The Port Townsend police stood there and watched. The city defended them. They didn't have a right to physically mob us and do what they did and shut down our rights. But we have a right, you have a right, anywhere in Port Townsend, to come up to me and say, "Hey, you got a penis?" That's your right. And it's a First Amendment right. It's speech. Right? You asking me if I have a penis isn't threatening me. It isn't bigotry to me. If it turns into violence, yeah, then that's illegal. If you start defaming an 80-year-old in the paper and bullying and threatening and shutting down a permanent event, if you're, the mayor and your law firm represents men who assault women and assault police, and if you're police officers that stand there and watch the constitutional rights be violated, then yeah, you're the ones breaking the law. But I could have a permanent event in downtown Port Townsend and just stand by my microphone and ask everybody that walked by, "Hey, you got a penis?" And that would be my First Amendment right. Julie Jaman had a First Amendment right to ask the YMCA employee if they had a penis. Okay? She had a right. And on top of the other issues of intuition, and there's a lot of other issues, but the main thing here with her attorneys is she had a First Amendment right to ask someone, especially an adult, "Do you have a penis?" I mean, seriously, folks, the YMCA and the entire city government had an emotional triggered response, a belief, and they tore this woman apart. And then Amy Sousa, who stood up for her, both lifelong Democrats, and then they went after the lesbian community, everybody that stuck up for Julie. And in the name of standing up for LGBTQ, no, you tore us apart. So, do you have a right to ask Reverend Crystal Cox, moi, if I have a penis? The answer is, yes, you do. Yeah. And you don't get to ban me from any place in town if I ask somebody if they have a penis. It's pretty simple. Pretty basic First Amendment 101. All right, stay tuned.